Well, we are all hopeful of a much more progressive budget than we've been accustomed to in the past. And I hope that it will be a moderate budget as far as taxation is concerned, because evidence very clearly is that more you tax cigarettes, more consumption goes on to cigarettes that are contraband, or goes on to other forms of tobacco consumption. So there's a loss of revenue and there is a loss to the Indian brands, legitimate Indian brands.
The approach of this government to your sector is one of antagonism, would you say, or seriousness?
Well, I don't know. I think they need to study this sector a little more carefully, because at first sight, if you import policies of the West, where the predominant form of consumption is cigarette form, and then you adopt those policies here, is not what is going to work here. So hope sustains life. I'm quite hopeful that people here will give it a fresh look. Because over the last 40 years, high degree of taxation has shrunk the share of cigarettes from 25% to 12%, whereas the total tobacco basket of consumption has grown.
That's right.
So if health was a primary reason for high taxation, that purpose has not been served, because 60% of tobacco consumption in India is not even packaged. So if you are truly a person who's concerned about public health, then you should be doing something about that 60% that is not even packaged and is consumed by those who don't even have the financial resources to look after their health.
But do you really believe that something is going to be done as far as that end of this tobacco basket is concerned? Because successive governments have said that they will address it and have failed.
Because I think the primary, the underlying reason has been to milk cigarettes for revenue, because cigarettes are consumed by higher income strata of society. But now we've reached a tipping point. Now we are now on a path of accelerated decline in volumes, and the tax base is fast shrinking. So you know, what we've been saying all these years is been a warning that don't shrink the tax base beyond a point, because after that it will be difficult to recoup from that position.
You know, and this
but that position has been reached now.
So, given the fact that it is likely that we are going to see a fourth year of consecutive excise duty hikes, and given the fact that you've articulated that we're at the tipping point, do you have the capacity now to pass these off as price hikes without impacting your margins, without impacting volume decline even further?
No, we will pass it off to the consumer when they...
Even if it means coming at the expense of volume growth?
Because at the end of the day, you know, revenue collection from this sector is far greater than the profit that is made from this sector.
Sure.
So if it doesn't pinch the revenue man, you know, it will have to pinch us also equally.
Do you see the numbers changing significantly?
It all depends, because this is a heavily taxed sector. Now, lots of state governments that had raised VAT have revised it downwards. Because they figured that they were losing revenue.
Right.
So I think ultimately, you see, the best thing is to learn from somebody else's experience. But if you don't learn even from your own experience, then you are yourselves to blame. So at the end of the day, now the proof of the pudding is in the eating.
Sure.
Now it is visible as to what is happening. And lots of state governments have reversed their VAT duties because they were losing heavily. This business, I think, has got everything going for it. And we are into our next phase of strategy. Our first phase was, of course, to do product development and get consumer franchise. But now we are laying out an infrastructure for logistics and manufacture, for delivery, for lowest cost delivery to the consumer, which over a period of time, once gets implemented, I think it would be irresistible, this business. So I think in the next 15 years, 100,000 crores of FMCG business is not beyond the reach of this company.
100,000 crores?
Yes.
Okay. And what can we expect now in terms of new areas of diversification? I know you started the dairy project as part of your animal husbandry business. What more can we expect? There's a lot of talk about chocolates, for instance, a beverage market that ITC is going to be pouring into. What can we expect? How quickly? How soon?
Well, we've already entered the juices market with our brand Be Natural. It has just been launched, I think, about a fortnight ago. And we are going to sort of drive that for a while. And then we're going to get into beverages, including dairy products. And I said earlier to you, I recall, that anything that can be categorized as fast-moving consumer goods,
you will do.
We will do sooner or later. Because at the end of the day, the institutional capacity of ITC and the nature of fast-moving consumer goods business are very well aligned. And we derive a lot of strength in this area. So
what is the kind of incremental revenue that we can see coming in from your new launches? For instance, you've already a fortnight ago launched the juice category.
This is again in the realm of
you told me in 15 years you can be 100,000 crores in FMCG. So give me a finder.
That is not guidance for the next quarter.
I'm not asking you for next quarter. Give me a sense of where we can see this business or these individual categories over the next
I can tell you.
12 years. 12 months, 24 months?
It is our avowed objective that in each category we would aim to be market leaders.
That's your stated position.
Now, what has happened so far is that in many categories, in Atta we are number one. Ashirwad Atta we are number one. But in many categories we are number two. And in one category we are number three. So our objective over a period of time is to become number one in each category of our operation. It would be safe to assume that if you look at a 5-year picture, I would look at growth rate between 15 and 20% annualized to achieve that, providing our economy picks up the way we are all hoping that it will.
Always been very clear about differentiating. So what is going to be the differentiator for the juice business?
See, the juices business holds a huge potential. And we are going to use the same sourcing strength that we used for our Atta business with our agri-businesses division. They're going to be the sourcing partner for this business for sourcing pulp. Now, jamun is going to be a unique product that we are bringing to the market. I'm told it's already going off the shelves in Bangalore. Now, how our juices will be different? Because there will be no added preservatives, no artificial color, and no artificial flavor. So there will be juices, pure juices, that will be in the market.
And what will be the differentiator then as far as the dairy products are concerned?
Well, dairy products, the differentiator, we are still building on it because this is a back-end based business, and the collection of milk and the kind of animal from where you collect, we are looking at whether we can separate cows and buffaloes' milk, and the kind of cows, whether they are Holsteins or Jerseys or the Indian cows. So we're looking at all this.
What else should we expect in the beverage market? Juice you've already done, so what else should we expect?
Well, you can expect coffee, you can expect tea. You can,
this year?
You may expect. I don't know. It depends on how prepared our people are.
How worried should the House of Tatas be?
Since you put me on notice, you just reminded me that I've got just 2 years left for my term to end. This is a growing market. That is why all the future of commercial future of India's capital depends upon, capital means the financial capital, depends upon how we can create jobs and then stimulate demand and then get into that virtuous cycle of economic growth. That there is abundant opportunity for all of us. This area is going to grow manifold, and there is room for niche players. High-end niche players. There is room for those.
When you say high-end niche players, what segment of the market would you like to address?
In every segment of the market, in every segment of the market, there is a high value-added end of the market that you can occupy. You can specialize in areas. So we've got a new chief executive
for your Infotech business, yes.
A lady, and she's very confident that we can grow this business. And also this business helps ITC to also be digitally savvy. And we are using information technology in every area of ITC's
But this is not going to be a captive business for you. This is your...
No, it is not. Yeah. It is not. No.
So what is going to be the ambition then as far as this business is concerned? Because this is interesting. This is the first time that we're talking about it. So this is an interesting one.
To grow faster than the market is growing. And at a point of time, there will be a tipping point when we can really,
No, but do you aspire to be the
big moves?
Do you aspire to be in the TCS, Infosys, Wipro, HCL Tech Mahindra pecking order? Is that the aspiration?
See, aspiration is there, but whether that aspiration will get fulfilled in the foreseeable future is the kind of question that you would like to ask, perhaps. No, I think it will be a long haul, but it can be a very profitable and an area where you operate in niches and can create high value.
What is the size of the business today?
It's about 1,200 crores.
Okay, and are you looking at...
It's not that small.
Yeah.
So you can grow it inorganically and organically both.
Are you looking at inorganic growth? Because I would imagine if
Sushma Rajagopalan has got the remit to look at both avenues of growth.
Domestic, or you're looking at companies outside of India as well?
Both.
And again...
Anywhere where there is an opportunity.
So a niche IT services player is how you would like to position the ITC Infotech business. You could do it organically and inorganically. What is the aspiration in the next 5 years, and how much are you willing to put in terms of capital, etc., behind this business? What is the war chest that you've given her?
I think we are laying a lot of store by information technology also.
Okay.
We're going to back that business.
You're going to back that business.
We're going to back that business.
And I would imagine when you say you're going to back that business, that means that you're giving her a significant war chest to go out there and make acquisitions.
Definitely.
And could we see an acquisition perhaps at the end of this year, year?
I have no idea. I think she has to come with the plan. And acquisitions don't come by, saying that we will have one acquisition. You are always on the hunt. And when you find something, a right candidate, at the right price, and you can strike a deal, then you go and strike a deal.
Okay.
You don't give out these targets to people so that they can raise their price.